Hi guys, what's up? This video is going to be all about anxiety and you. I am Mary Kay Richardson. I help online coaches, entrepreneurs, and professionals to get past the things that hold them back, strong anxiety, self-doubt, and loads of procrastination, and maybe even low self-confidence. Let's jump in. If your anxiety is holding you back, here's some things that you might be experiencing. You might have people around you, a partner maybe, or even friends that have the attitude, just snap out of it. And they don't understand how truly painful it is and that it's ongoing. For you, anxiety may be different than the next person. Everybody experiences anxiety differently. You might not even call it anxiety. You might call it stress or worry. But here are some symptoms you can look for. If you're worried about the future and fearful of the past, and you're not living in the present, that's a sign you have strong anxiety. Of course, you want to always seek out medical care. I'm not a medical doctor. This is for informational purposes only. All right, the next sign that you might be experiencing strong anxiety and maybe even a toxic relationship is if your spouse finds you and your symptoms to be overwhelming, where they just don't want to deal with it. You might feel that you're personally frightened all the time, that something that triggers you one time won't trigger you the next time. And the next thing that I want you to be aware of is how you handled the last anxiety trigger may not work this time. So let's say last time you were triggered by being out in public and you're out in public again, and last time just taking deep breaths helped you, but this time it's not working and you have different coping mechanisms. Your partner, your spouse may not get it, that it's not one thing solves every anxiety attack or panic attack. Not one thing works all the time, and you may have gone from a point of having anxiety off and on to where it's constant. It might now wake you up at night. Your anxiety. So if you're repeatedly worrying and it's ongoing from moment to moment, your anxiety could be getting worse. If your partner or spouse finds it annoying to listen to, you get the feeling that they're tired of hearing you talk about it, but you're really just trying to solve a problem. You might be in a toxic relationship, and that could be making your anxiety worse. Being in a toxic relationship can absolutely make panic attacks, anxiety worse. If you are finding that your coping methods are different for each anxiety attack, that's another sign. Also, if your partner is trying to force things on you to help you get over the anxiety, that's a sign they're losing patience, and it's not your fault. They don't know how to cope with it. And they also may not respect your boundaries, that you need time to get through this. If your partner constantly is telling you, don't be anxious, just ignore it, just move on, just whatever, snap out of it, that's a sign where you might want to consider how strong your relationship is, and maybe it's time for you to go in a different direction and move on from that relationship. So if you feel like you are in denial that the relationship might be over, that can create anxiety, excuses about why the other person isn't helping you more or why they don't understand. That could be a sign you're just making excuses for a relationship that's already over. It's not up to you to, you don't have control over the relationship. So if you're thinking that it's not over until you say it's over, that's wrong thinking. It's probably already over. You need to move on or consider moving on. Disbelief about the truth, that can create a lot of anxiety. If you're trying harder in the relationship, and it might be making your anxiety worse because you're ignoring self-care and you're ignoring your own boundaries. So these are just a few signs that you might be in a toxic, maybe narcissistic relationship, and you might have loads of anxiety already before you had the relationship, and now you find it's even worse. and being around that partner, that spouse, is making your anxiety so much worse. So maybe it's time to make some hard decisions. I am Mary Kay Richardson. I help professionals, entrepreneurs to move on from the things that are holding them back, whether it's strong anxiety, self-doubt, low confidence, procrastination, so you can reach your dreams and your goals. Bye for right now.